You're talking about the new pad?
Yep.
Yeah. Like I said, it needs a little development. The engineering steps that you take, you have an idea, you sketch it, you do a little engineering and design, and you build a model, play with it a little bit. I'm at that stage right now. It just needs a little bit of refinement, build another model. So a model to build this is about 10 grand. So that's what I need.
You ever watched the show, the Shark Tank?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What do you think of that? I mean,
No,
is that
it's good.
Close to realism?
Absolutely.
Can you picture yourself standing
Yeah.
in front of those guys pitching this?
Absolutely. I did. I brought this into Walmart.
Yeah.
Sat down with their buyers. They were notorious for tearing people apart.
Yes.
And the guy liked it. And I brought a finished product to him. He was fairly professional. He saw the value. He was. Their buyers are really in tune to the market segment they're dealing with, so you can see the value in it. So,
Don't you think you were too small to take it to Walmart? Let's say
from a fulfillment end,
they have in New England about more than 100 stores.
I could have produced
How many could you produce?
I could produce 40,000 a month. This thing.
40,000.
I had a full plastics plant at my disposal at the time. So, I mean, the tools were capable of, and still are capable of doing that. So I could have.
You see, what Walmart is doing, they have in one store this product. Then we also have it in another store, let's say 500 miles away from here. And let's say 40,000 a month to be able to ship to all the stores. Because they want to carry all the items in all the stores, the same items.
Right.
If I buy it from Walmart here, and then I made that mistake and I moved to Alabama, I go to Walmart, I say, I don't want this item, it's no good, I want a replacement. Do they have it? Understand? So that's what I meant, that Walmart is a mass distributor, mass production they need.
Yes.
So my question is, or just not a question, maybe just a comment. If this was not too small of a quantity to be carried by Walmart.
Based on my history in the business and what we were selling with the other brands that we were manufacturing, we were right in that zone of what they would order. So I felt confident we could supply them. I think you beat me to it, but we'll get back to you.
I was wondering, in your current job, do you get to do any inventing, or is that more market-driven, or get to do R&D?
Well, we're in a new product development group, so it's invention all the way. Since I've been there, I've filed for 2 patents with the legal department. So yeah, there's a creative outlet there. In my position, I'm doing probably 90% admin type stuff, project management, and people management, that type of stuff. I don't do a lot of engineering anymore. It just moves too quick. My guys do that, so I kind of miss it a little bit, but it's okay. Every now and then they let me play.
If you were going to go do something like this product again, one of the things that I was thinking about is I used to see a lot of Chinese food, okay? And the hostess at this Chinese restaurant had some relatives in China. She was always telling me, she says, just give me the specs for anything you want. I have it manufactured really, really inexpensive.
Yeah.
You know, understanding that you had the fab capability, is that something you even consider doing?
Well, I knew through past history in this business that we could manufacture it less than them plus the shipping cost. Now, from the tooling standpoint, all the molds, I built those in China. So the molds were built over there. The samples were made to qualify the tooling, then the tooling was shipped here. That was.
Still not sure. That's really interesting.
Yeah, it depends. I think that I never really did it, but you could do up an engineering or an equation to calculate the break-even point or trade-off point of volume versus the shipping volume, I mean, physical space it takes up versus the dollar amount in the box. So microwave makes sense, it takes up a little bit more space than that, but the dollar value inside is a lot greater. So this is low dollar, but a lot of volume. If it's low dollar or high dollar, little volume, it doesn't matter. You can ship it fairly reasonably. So the curve's probably inverted or bellied or whatever you want to say, but.
That's the other thing I was thinking about was, in terms of the main thrust of what GTAT is doing is large scale devices. We were talking about how they're delivering these things. These are large scale machines for operation in Asia.
Yes.
So, and they're building like what? They're putting the bones of the building together, the bones of the machine together over there, but you're still sending sub-assemblies, is that still correct?
Yep. There's a little everything happening there. Yeah, a lot of the assembly happens right in the customer facility.
So your stuff is like, the stuff you're sending is like the size of containers as opposed to.
Yeah, sometimes bigger.
houses. Yeah.
Yeah, flatbed stuff. Yeah, 8-foot diameter, 10-foot tall vessels. Yeah.
My mom used to work for Eaton.
Okay.
They do a lot of silicon fab machines. Kind of a lot of that too. But they have a trucking company, so.
Yeah. So a lot of this is, a lot of the procurement for GT right now is in Asia. It's a lot of Asian sourced. And that's where the customer base is, so your supplier base should kind of be with it. Unless the US or other low-cost region is a lot lower, it makes sense. The one difficult thing is to not offshore or outsource your quality and keep an eye on things. And if you remember a few years back with the lead paint scare, it was more than a scare, it was that real stuff. So I mean, those were companies that just chased the low-cost product, and, really weren't managing the quality very well. The evolution of cultures and whatnot, the Asian people were really not in tune to even knowing that. I mean, when I grew up, my toys had lead paint on them. I mean, it was 1976, 77 that the regulations started here, so they just haven't, they're going through their own phase right now. So to them, it was like nothing.
And so I guess basically what they're doing here then in terms of design is really as much to protect the intellectual assets.
Yeah.
Otherwise they just sort of short the whole process, right?
Yes. Well, I would like to think that we still have an edge up on innovation.
Well, I know people who live in places like Hong Kong, who do that stuff, who do engineering and do that stuff. That's why they're there.
Yes.
That's where everything else is.
Yeah.
So.
I think I'll retire before I make that move. I was in Hong Kong last September. It was very nice. I liked it. Yeah. Anything else, anybody? You want to talk about? I'm going to do a little thing on the board here just to entertain people. Very simple example. Have you taught them about JIT yet?
Very useful.
JIT? JIT, have you taught them about that yet? So we're going to do a little, very simple example of a company. It's going to talk about JIT, a little cash management. So going to make believe that SNHU came to me and said, Dave, we'd like you to provide caffeine drinks to our students for one class, 10-week semester, because they're all falling asleep during class, and that's not good. So I start Dave's drink company, okay? It's on the order. That really doesn't make any difference in the story. So they contract me 20 students per class, 10 weeks, 200 drinks. So I figure I go to somebody, my supplier, I can purchase them for $1 a piece. I'm gonna sell them for $2 a piece.